Homeowners across the country are trying to sort out what's next now that at least 3 major mortgage lenders have frozen foreclosures. The banks are sifting through piles of paperwork to see if documents were improperly handled and whether some families were wrongly forced from their homes. David Wright has the latest.
First, there was the mortgage meltdown. Now there's the foreclosure freeze.
They never answered me, they never called me, and they never got in touch with me.
Luis Fernandez is caught in the middle of both.
I was paying all the time until 2007. I had some health problems.
Fernandez is one of tens of thousands of Americans caught in paperwork hell when the company that bought the mortgage on his Orlando, Florida home kicked him out. He had missed 3 payments after suffering a heart attack. The loan officer that signed the paperwork, a so-called robo-signer, admitted he authorized more than 10,000 foreclosure documents a month without reading them.
There's something very, very sneaky behind all this.
In the past week, 3 major banks have now halted processing on foreclosures in 23 states, pending a review of the paperwork. Ally Bank, Bank of America, and JP Morgan Chase are now under pressure to prove they weren't cutting corners to repossess homes.
The banks are saying it could be as little as 30 to 60 days. You're dealing with 50,000 loans. In one case, maybe 50, 40, 60,000 in another. That's plenty of paperwork to have to go through.
The company that owned Luis Fernandez's mortgage is nearly 2/3 owned by the U.S. taxpayers after a $17 billion bailout.
I would say I was a victim.
The question is, would the taxpayers agree with the robo-signers and kick him out of his home so quickly? For Good Morning America, David Wright, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And here to tell us what this could mean for people who have lost their homes and the housing market as a whole is Jerry Willis. She is the host of the Willis Report on the Fox Business Network. Jerry, it's good to have you
Thank you.
with us.
Good to be here.
Front page of the New York Times, and we see 3 signatures, supposedly from the same person, but you can see very, very different. And people are just saying to themselves this morning, how in the world, Jerry, could this happen?
Well, this is crazy. I personally feel like if you're going to take my house away from me, you better be able to prove that you own the house and that you have the right to take the house away. And what we're seeing here is they don't even have the documentation to do it. Now, the way this happened is during the mortgage rush, if you remember that. So many of these mortgages were changing hands. They just lost the paperwork. And now they're trying to rush these mortgages back through the other way into foreclosure. And they're doing a bad job of it. And as a matter of fact, AGs across the country are filing suit on this.
So what's your recourse if this is happening to you?
Well, your recourse now is, now you can say, okay, court, you haven't proven, the bank has not proven its case. They can't take my house away because they can't prove to me that they own it or the documents they presented were in error or were wrong in some way.
So does this in any way, and I know it's a gray area for a lot of people, does this give homeowners a little extra time now, perhaps, to maybe get the money together so they don't lose their home?
I don't know if this gives people time or not. You know, the average foreclosure now is taking something like a year and 3 months to get through. So at this point, most folks have already had plenty of time to repay if they can. A lot of the banks out there are saying this is no time to negotiate. Let's face it, if they come to court and they can't prove that they own the loan, you don't even know who to negotiate with.
And so you think of those people who thought they were getting a good deal and bought a foreclosed home. Do they even own the home?
That's a great question. I think we're going to be playing this out in the courts for a long time because you don't know who owns that house. You bought a note and you don't know who from. So this could be contested legally.
Already the housing market is so volatile and just a roller coaster. What do you think is going to have the impact on that and just the economy overall, Jerry?
Well, we've got about 4 million people who are in foreclosure or serious delinquency right now. So now you slow down that whole process. People think that what's going to make the housing market better is that those foreclosures move through. They get taken care of. Those houses get sold. So they want to see the market speed up, not slow down. This is going to hurt the market, and ultimately it could hurt the economy as well.
So give us a bottom line, as you always do, and just putting into context what this all means and where we go from here.
Well, look, if I was one of these people who was in foreclosure right now, I'd fight it. I would come out swinging because I think at the end of the day, if these banks can't prove they own your home, they shouldn't get it. At the end of the day, if you're a homeowner already, you're going to have to watch and make sure there aren't foreclosures in your neighborhood because that's going to bring the value of your home down.
It can affect so many more people than we realize. All right, Jerry, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good to have you back with us.